When you're ready to start a business, there's so much more to it than just filing paperwork. You need a business address, a website, a phone number, an operating agreement, basically a complete business identity. And Northwest Registered Agent helps you build all of that from day one. Northwest Registered Agent has been helping small business owners and entrepreneurs launch and grow businesses for nearly 30 years. They're the largest registered agent and LLC service in the U.S., with over 1,500 corporate guides, real people who know your local laws and can help you and your business every step of the way. Plus, your home address, personal email, and phone number stay private. No upsells, no selling your data. Don't pay hundreds or thousands of dollars for what you can get from Northwest for free. Visit northwestregisteredagent.com/OFD free and start using free resources to build something amazing. Get more with Northwest Registered Agent at northwestregisteredagent.com/OFD free. This is Optimal Finance Daily. Should You Die with Zero? By Nick Maggiulli of dollarsandData.com. One of the most common personal finance questions I get asked is, am I saving enough? Whether we're discussing saving for retirement, a child's education, or something else entirely, many people are worried about the size of their nest egg. In fact, 48% of US adults experienced high or moderate levels of anxiety around their level of savings, according to Northwestern Mutual's 2018 Planning and Progress study. Despite this anxiety, the evidence suggests that the opposite seems to be true. Many individuals seem to be saving too much. As I stated in Chapter 2 of Just Keep Buying, quote, the Investments and Wealth Institute reported across all wealth levels, 58% of retirees withdraw less than their investments earn, 26% withdraw up to the amount the portfolio earns, and 14% are drawing down principal, end quote. This means that only about 1 in 7 retirees are withdrawing principal within a given year. The remaining retirees are living off their investment or less than what their investments earn annually. The end result of this behavior is lots of money left to heirs. Once again, from Chapter 2 of Just Keep Buying, quote, according to a study by United Income, the average retired adult who dies in their 60s leaves behind $296,000 in net worth, $313,000 in their 70s, $315,000 in their 80s, and $238,000 in their 90s, end quote. Surprisingly, retiree wealth tends to go up, not down with age. This suggests that more people should be asking the question, am I saving too much, rather than am I saving enough? This is the primary idea behind Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. In it, Perkins presents a radical new way to think about saving and spending money, namely that you should try to die with $0 to your name. His reasoning is simple. Every dollar that you didn't spend while alive is wasted life energy. It's money that you never needed to work for in the first place, or money that could have been given to heirs earlier in time. Either way, Perkins comes to the same conclusion. You should aim to die with zero. Of course, this is easier said than done. With all the uncertainties surrounding retirement, that is living longer, health issues, etc., the risks associated with striving to die with zero are considerable. Running out of money when you're unable or unwilling to work is not something that should be taken lightly. Despite this very real risk, Perkins' argument seems to be a move in the right direction. Given the inheritance data presented, dying with zero or closer to zero would be an improvement over the status quo. Why? Because as the saying goes, wealth is wasted on the old. This is especially true when it comes to inheritances. As Perkins notes, quote, for any income group you look at, the age of inheritance receipt peaks at around 60. In other words, if you were betting on how old someone will be when they inherit money, assuming that you know nothing else except that they stand to inherit, 60 is your best bet, end quote. More importantly, as Perkins explains, the distribution of the age when people receive an inheritance is a bell curve. This means that roughly the same number of people receive inheritances at age 40 as at age 80. But is this what heirs actually want? Do people want to wait for an inheritance, or would they prefer less money earlier in time? To find out, I asked Twitter the following question. Imagine you'll receive an inheritance from a distant relative who you've never met. However, you have to choose when and how much you'll receive. Assuming all amounts are adjusted for inflation, which would you prefer? $250,000 at age 30, $500,000 at age 40, or $1 million at age 50? After more than 17,000 votes, the answer was overwhelmingly $250,000 at age 30. Among those who answered, 70% chose the $250,000 at age 30, 16% chose $1 million at 50, and 14% chose $500,000 at 40. This is true despite the fact that the implied return on your money by delaying your inheritance from age 30 to 40 or 50 would be over 7% per year in real terms. To give you some context on how amazing 7% real returns are, consider the fact that the US stock market provided real returns of 6.9% since 1926. So not only would delaying your inheritance in the example discussed provide you with a higher return than US stocks, but that return would have been guaranteed for decades as well. Think about that. Even when we offer people a return stream that is basically unmatched in the investment world, the vast majority of them would still prefer to have less money earlier in time. Why does this matter? Because your heirs probably feel the same way. Just like my Twitter audience, the people you will eventually gift money to would most likely prefer to receive that money earlier in time, even if it's a smaller amount. Ultimately, this thought experiment exemplifies the trade-off between time and money and why the optionality associated with money earlier in life is so valuable to people. After all, what good is an inheritance if you're too old to use it? Of all the points made in Die with Zero, this seems to be the most compelling. As Perkins states, quote, "By giving my money to my kids and other people at a time when it can have the greatest impact on their lives, I'm making it their money, not mine," end quote. Of course, it's easy to say die with zero in theory, but it's much more difficult in practice. There are tons of unaddressed issues at play. How do you give your money away fairly? When is the right time to give it? How much should you give? I wish I had all the answers to these questions, but this is what makes financial planning an art as much as a science. Ultimately, dying with zero is no easy task, but dying with closer to zero seems like a worthy goal that we should all strive for. Either way, it's rare for a book to change the way I look at money, but Die with Zero succeeded after I read it earlier this year. I can only hope that it will have a similar impact on you. You just listened to the post titled, "Should You Die with Zero?" by Nick Maggiulli of dollarsandData.com. The new year always gets people thinking about their finances, paying off debt, saving for a home or retirement. But only tracking where your money went last month doesn't actually help you get ahead. Set yourself up for financial success this year. Monarch is the all-in-one personal finance tool designed to make your life easier. It brings your entire financial life, budgeting, accounts and investments, net worth, and future planning together in one dashboard on your phone or laptop. Feel aware and in control of your finances this year and get 50% off your Monarch subscription with code OPTIMAL. Monarch is what I use. I love the automated tracking and clear projections. You can actually see yourself getting closer to your goals. Set yourself up for financial success in 2026 with Monarch, the all-in-one tool that makes proactive money management simple all year long. Use code OPTIMAL at monarch.com for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code OPTIMAL. Imagine you're a business owner who has to rely on a dozen different software programs to run your company. Each one is expensive, overly complicated, and worst of all, none of them are connected. Now imagine a platform that could tackle all of your business management needs in one place. That platform you're imagining? It's Odoo. Odoo has all the programs you'll ever need, and they're all connected on a single, simple, easy-to-use software, giving you peace of mind that your business is always being taken care of from every angle. Odoo assists in accounting, marketing, inventory, HR, CRM, manufacturing, and everything in between through its user-friendly interface and open source applications. Basically, if your business needs it, Odoo's got it. Odoo sounds pretty amazing, right? So stop wasting your time and money on those expensive, disconnected platforms and let Odoo harmonize your business with simple, efficient software that can handle everything for a fraction of the price. It doesn't get much better than that. So what are you waiting for? Discover how Odoo can take your business to the next level by visiting odoo.com. That's ODOO.com. Odoo, modern management made simple. Die with Zero is a fantastic book that is often discussed within the F.I.R.E community. This is a group of people who have made diligently saving and investing an ingrained habit, and it's typical for them to save too much. Oversaving can provide an illusion of safety. It's really easy to convince ourselves that we're being financially responsible when we focus our efforts here. But at a certain point, the money we leave behind becomes a representation of how much life we didn't live. This article made me think of my friend Mark, who retired in his early 50s with more money than he needs. After encouragement from some other 5 friends, he put some money into what he calls his fun fund. He's challenging himself to spend a certain amount of money every year on himself or others purely for fun. Some people feel it's their responsibility to leave their children an inheritance, but I would challenge this line of thinking. From my perspective, it's your responsibility to help your children become financially literate so that they don't need your inheritance. And as mentioned in this article, many people receive inheritances at a time in their life when they're already financially stable. If it were up to me, my mom would spend every last penny living her best life and leave me nothing. And that concludes another installment of Optimal Finance Daily. Thanks as always for joining. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you again tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.